Mark Levin, the Great One, recently highlighted a troubling exchange between Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, where Kelly pointed out that every American under 30 is now against Israel, end quote.
Opinions had evolved, and let's face it, Charlie was like an unofficial spokesperson for the youth of America, in particular conservative youth. And I don't know if people have checked, but they no longer support Israel. And everybody under 30 is against Israel. Charlie was 31.
Let that sink in. Kelly wasn't quoting a leftist university professor or talking about progressive students or even a majority of under 30s. She explicitly said, quote, all Americans under 30, including conservatives. This is a narrative fueling the future of the conservative movement in the U.S. that is already influencing sitting conservative politicians at the state and federal levels. Now, I want to be clear. The polling is bad, but it's not that bad. In responding to Mark Levin's critique of her, Kelly herself later referenced a poll showing how 60% of young Gen Z Americans are turning against Israel. Literally supporting Hamas. That was the poll. 60% of young Americans support Hamas. That's very serious, but it's not all Americans under 30. While too many conservative influencers are pushing to delegitimize Israel right now and poison the minds of the next generation, including influencers like Tucker Carlson, well, Megyn Kelly knows better. She knows the facts about Israel and the legitimacy of our fight against the evil we are up against, as she has talked about many times in the past. Yet, constantly, instead of pushing back against those lies, she's choosing to give legitimacy to the narrative of those turning against Israel, while she herself has not turned on Israel, solely focusing on legitimizing the conversation about delegitimizing Israel without pushing back against the lies is also damaging. So what's really going on here with this growing trend in conservative influencers that even Charlie Kirk acknowledged was influencing young conservatives and because of that was keeping as part of the conversation? Is this just a spontaneous generational shift in foreign policy priorities? No, not at all. This is a foreign-funded, coordinated campaign to fracture the U.S.-Israel alliance and to weaken America itself by turning conservatives, especially young American conservatives, against Israel. Yet nobody is talking about this. Let's go back to this article of 2018 in the Wall Street Journal, exposing that Qatar, yes, the same Qatar that funds Hamas, shelters Muslim Brotherhood leaders, and it's actually the state sponsor of Muslim Brotherhood around the world, and uses its state-sponsored Al Jazeera media empire to spread anti-American and anti-Israel messages. Well, they launched a massive lobbying effort targeting 250 Trump influencers to soften U.S. policy on radical Islam and turn the Trump-supporting American conservative right against Israel. That was in 2018. Then this year, the Washington Examiner followed up with another damning report. Qatar has been running influence operations targeting conservative media for years. This is not just speculation. It is all documented. This has been going on for at least 7 years. Billions of dollars invested in turning conservatives against Israel. And we are seeing the fruits of that effort clearly today. So ask yourself, why would a radical Islamic regime spend millions or even billions of dollars trying to influence conservative Americans? Because they know something too many people ignore. If America abandons Israel, it also abandons America. I'm going to be blunt. The same Muslim Brotherhood that orchestrated the Hamas terror attacks on Israel is the one that's been working for decades to destroy America and all Western countries from within. Do not take my word for it. Read their own documents, introduced as evidence in U.S. federal court during the Holy Land Foundation trial following the first World Trade Center bombing that took place in 1993. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is national security reality in documents filed in United States courts. The Qatari Muslim Brotherhood literally has a plan to destroy America from within. And instead of talking about that, more and more conservative influencers who are being bribed by Qatari money are turning Americans against Israel into literally supporting terror against Israel and also about destroying America. And now posthumously, we're seeing the warnings of Charlie Kirk come to life because Charlie himself had the courage to say it. And this is a quote of his, just Google it. Islam is the sword the left is using to slit the throat of America. End quote of Charlie Kirk. And Charlie was right. And now that he's no longer here to say it, it is our job to make sure his warning is not buried with him, because many of his fellow conservative influencers have chosen to paint Israel and the Jews as the enemy of the United States instead, because they are being funded and being bribed by Qatari money. And yet, after Charlie's targeted assassination, Turning Point, his organization, has decided to now feature Tucker Carlson as a key speaker on university campuses instead of Charlie. Ironically, Tucker is one of the main figures responsible for turning much of Gen Z against Israel today, and he's done so blatantly with outright despicable lies. And again, this is going to lead to the destruction of America. So just listen to these lies of Tucker.
Bibi's running around, this is a fact, I'm not guessing about this, because I talked to people he said it to, is running around the Middle East, his region, and his own country, and telling people, point blank, just stating it, I control the United States, I control Donald Trump. He's saying that. And again, I'm not guessing at all. That's a fact. And I dare them to say that's not true, because it is true and they know it's true. So I'm an American. How do you think it makes me feel? Even if I didn't vote for Trump, which I did vote, I campaigned for Trump, but even if it was Joe Biden, I'm an American. You can't it's too humiliating. I can't handle that. And I shouldn't have to put up with that. This is a country of 9 million people. I'm not even attacking the country. I'm attacking my leaders who are allowing my nation of 350 million people to be forced into doing things that are bad for me and my children because of some other country. Like, that is a violation of the most basic arrangement we have with our leaders, which is represent us, please.
Do you agree with Tucker? Comment below.
And as Andrew Clavin, another conservative, says, Tucker is constantly lying about Israel. Listen to this.
Tucker Carlson, and I've been completely blunt about the fact that I think Tucker Carlson is a man who has lost his way. I don't know why he's lost his way. Some people say it's money, maybe it's fame, maybe it's true sentiment. But he got up and he started talking about Jesus' death. And he was accused, and I accuse him now, I accuse him of suggesting not just that the Jews killed Christ, but sort of suggesting that the Jews had something to do with the death of Charlie Kirk, which is a nonsense. But here's the way he described the gospel scene of the elders conspiring against Christ. This is cut 2.
I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about, what do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I could just hear him say, I've got an idea, why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up. That'll fix the problem.
That's a crazy laugh. Now, Tucker issued a statement saying he didn't mean to suggest anything about the Jews, and I don't believe him. I don't believe him because he says things that are untrue. That we went to war after 9/11 at the behest of Israel, not true. That a man who cast doubt on the anti-Semitic genocidal intentions of the Holocaust is a great historian, not true. That Hamas is a political organization, not a terrorist organization, not true. So he tells untruths centered on attacking Israel and, I think, the Jewish people. And here's the thing that you have to understand. This is another hard truth. The conservative audience that all conservatives are battling over and dividing up is about 20 million people. Okay, that's not that many people. All of us want a piece of that audience. About 5 million of those people subscribe to Candace Owens' podcast. So that's a quarter are subscribing. No one wants to alienate a quarter of the possible audience by standing up against these things, except for me, because I'm on a mission from God. So people give cover to this kind of nonsense. They blend it in with other ideas. They don't want to attack the things that Tucker says. And they're betting, some people are betting that our next president, who's going to be J.D. Vance, as you heard it, you get tomorrow's news today. I'll tell you, it's going to be Vance. They think that Vance, who has hung out with Tucker, is going to support and elevate these things. And I'm betting that Vance is a better man than that. I'm pretty sure I'm right. But we'll see. We'll see who wins. We don't know.
Everyone, we must share all this information to have conservatives, especially the younger ones, stop falling for the growing Qatari-supported lies being spouted by conservative influencers in America today. Israel is not the enemy. The Jewish state is on the front lines of the same war America is fighting against a 1,400-year-old Islamic jihad to destroy us all. All non-Muslims, all Jews, all Christians, etc. Israel, we will survive this growing tsunami of lies because, yes, we are the God's chosen people, not because we're better, but because we were chosen for a purpose. And he's watching over us. But America, will it survive if it keeps turning its back on the truth and the truth that's out to go destroy America? As God is clear in the Torah, in the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And yes, despite Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and all the other growing conservative influencers denying it, the Jews in Israel today who speak the same language, do the same religious traditions, live in the same ancestral homeland as our ancestors 3,000 plus years ago, yes, we are the same people of biblical Israel. The proof is all there. We need more voices sharing these truths, and fewer like those who repeat Qatari-funded talking points disguised as America First. Because real patriotism for America means standing with those who share the fundamental U.S. values based on the Bible and who are fighting on the front lines to protect those values. And the Jewish people of Israel, we are the ones on top of that list. We are the allies of America. Americans must wake up before it's too late. Support Israel. Support spreading the truth about Israel and the Jewish people. Support our voice at the Pulse of Israel. We are doing it. We need you to share these videos. We need your financial support to be able to get these messages out to as many Americans and conservative Americans as possible. Please help us in making this happen. This isn't about supporting and helping Israel survive. We're going to survive. It's about helping America survive. Am Yisrael Chai. If you are not yet a subscriber to our daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect, truthful videos about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world, what are you waiting for? Go to pulseofisrael.com and click to subscribe today. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We need your donations for support in order to make these videos and get our videos seen and do all the work we do. So every once in a while, whether a large donation or a small donation, just go to pulseofisrael.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.